Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I rise in support of this. The Armenian Genocide that happened in the early 1900s is a great example of what happens when governmental power runs amok. If you look at history and when you study this and you realize that the fall of the Sultan and the rise of the Young Turks, or the CUP in Armenia, created some things, some wheels started turning. One of the big issues I think that we have when we talk about, and one of the things I know that always drives me to be focused on individual liberty and the importance of that individual liberty, is the fact that government can run amok. And if people get in power, the wrong people get in power, we can lose our rights and our humanity very quickly, and that's exactly what happened. So when the Young Turks took over the wheels of power, one of the first things they did was eliminate or limit the ability of certain groups to be able to defend themselves, and the Armenians were the major target. So there were a number of laws that were issued, and basically many firearms were actually rounded up from Armenian villages. Without any ability to protect themselves, when government turned against its own people, the Armenians were left in a very bad situation. And so it was very then easy to take the men away, and when the men were gone and the firearms were gone, there was no one to protect the women and the children, and the genocide happened after that. So colleagues, these are great lessons for us to learn, and we should never forget the suffering of the Armenian people, and we should never forget the reason that we're always going to stand first and steadfast in our country for individual rights and the rights of every individual to protect themselves.